Catch up and catch up with somebody are phrasal verbs we are going to get at in this lesson. Catch up is an intransitive phrasal verb which means to get to the same standard, level, or point as someone or something else after being behind. To simplify the meaning of this phrasal verb, suppose that you're competing someone on a project and he is ahead of you and more likely to reach the goals of the project first. If you don't want to let that happen, you have to catch up, which means that you have to compensate for your delay in order to reach your rival or surpass him. Now, pay attention to an example. He missed 2 weeks of classes and now he needs to catch up. In this example, we talk about a student who has not participated in school for 2 weeks and is obviously behind his classmates academically. So he has to try harder to get to the same academic level as his classmates. Catch up with somebody has almost the same meaning. To move fast enough to reach someone or something that is ahead of you. And this is the example. You guys go first. I'll catch up with you later. The past form of catch up is caught up. The past participle form is also caught up. And the third person singular form is catches up. Our today's idiom is nip something in the bud. Nip something in the bud means to terminate something in its early stages of development, or to stop a problem, a situation, or a bad habit soon enough and before it has a chance to grow or become serious. The origin of this idiom comes from gardening, cutting off a bud before it can bloom into a flower or grow into a branch. Now, pay attention to this example. In order to stop the bad habit of their child, parents have to nip it in the bud. Here, in this example, we mean that parents should stop the bad habit of their child when he or she has just started it. And if they don't, the bad habit could become a part of the child's personality in the future, which is of course not desirable to the parents. Pay attention to the second example. Doctors try to nip the infections in the bud. This example means that doctors do not let the infections to develop or spread by fighting them with antibiotics as soon as they are diagnosed. Our today's proverb is carry coals to Newcastle. Carry coals to Newcastle means to do something completely pointless and unnecessary, because you're providing something to a place or a person that already has more than enough of it. The origin of this proverb comes from the city of Newcastle, which was a major historical center for coal mining. Bringing more coals there would be utterly redundant and wasteful. Pay attention to this example. Bringing bottles of maple syrup to Canada as gift It is carrying coals to Newcastle. And why is that so? Because Canada is famous for its maple syrup, and bringing more there would be unnecessary. Carrying coals to Newcastle is like selling ice to Eskimos. And why do we use this proverb? We use this proverb to criticize a futile action that wastes effort by adding to an existing surplus. Have you ever tried to carry coals to Newcastle or nip something in the bud? Share your experiences with others in your comments. Bye for now.